As if we didn't know Star Trek Discovery was toxic, now there's proof. Yeah, so I was browsing the internet and just looking at a couple different articles, and I found one today that was posted last night on Deadline about Star Trek Discovery and how they've lost a writer whose name is Walter Mosley. So, from all I could see, is that Walter Mosley is a pretty good guy. He's an incredible writer. I don't read much in the way of books, but he has like over 50 books published, done movies and TV shows and things like that. And just seems to be like a really great, writer. So here we have this article, a Deadline. It says novelist Walter Mosley revealed today that he decided to leave Star Trek Discovery after his use of basically a slur word, but whatever. He got called into human resources, probably like a child. No, you need to go into human resources because we're going to tell you did bad stuff. Says that I couldn't use that word except in a script. Like, okay, well, so my answer to HR was to resign and move on. Well, and why would he do that? He says, I was in a writer's room trying to be creative, while at the same time being surveilled by unknown critics who would snitch on me to a disembodied voice over the phone. While Mosley didn't name anybody, he said it was a short stint of less than a month. Every word was scrutinized. Sooner or later I'd be fired or worse, silenced. So that's how the script writing and everything is going on inside Star Trek Discovery. You bring in somebody who has a huge line of work. I mean, all you got to do is go to, just Wikipedia, come down here, see all these. These are all the books that this man has written, right? See this list here? These are all the awards this man has gotten. Why, just taking on this resume alone of all these books and all these awards, why do you need to sit there and pick at every word that he says? Unless you have an agenda, right? That's the only reason why you have an agenda. This person was brought in and you need to make sure that he is part of your agenda. So the article goes on. The recent Edgar Allan Poe Award winner, Award winner, again, said, I'm a fortunate guy. Not everyone can quit their job. So, I mean, the people at CBS said, oh, he's just a wonderful writer. We just didn't, it just wasn't enough. He just didn't fit or something. I'm sure he'll go on to better things. Well, that's for sure. Almost everything's better than Discovery from what I've seen and heard. So, here he says, someone in the room, I have no idea who, called HR and said that my use of a word made them uncomfortable, and the HR representative called me to inform me that such language was unacceptable to my employers. Mosley noted in a New York Times piece. He said he used a derogatory term that came while relating a story involving police that he says he was just recounting to some other writers. Like, he's like, this happened in New York, and this guy the police officer was going after this guy, and he's going back and forth. I can just see somebody telling this story. He says, oh, you, blah, 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 and you get away from me, blah, 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 you got no on me, blah, blah, Okay, he's not calling it to anyone. He's not calling anyone in the room that. He's not doing anything like that other than relating a story. I mean, why are we so thin-skinned? Why can we not, why do we have to bring all of your identity politics and social justice into all this stuff? I mean, people can call me whatever they want. It really doesn't matter to me because my value and of myself and who I think doesn't come from other people. It comes from God. So whatever, have fun with it. Do what you need to do. If you don't like me or whatever, it's fine. So, but these people can't even handle not even being called any name, but just being in a room where somebody who's relating a completely open and honest story about, oh, this happened and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's all right, fine. But of course, they have to come down here at the end of this article that they say, back for a third season, and preferably the last season, streaming series Discovery is known to have a fairly inclusive writer's room. Of course, you have to be inclusive. African American, Native American, Latinx, which I think is so stupid of a term, Asian American, Indigenous American. So they have, I don't know, who knows? People making up terms now. They don't have any Russians, so they're fail right there. Why don't we have any Scotsmen? Where are they? Do you have any Danish, Dutch, South Africans? Why don't we start bringing in other people? You're not that exclusionary. You're not that inclusionary. I mean, that's not enough. If you're really going to be inclusive of everybody. So, and this is the same problem with all of these identity politics things. The more they push identity politics, the more they exclude. They can call it inclusion, but it is exclusionary. And that's what Walter Mosley has found out. That inclusionary really means I'm going to exclude you because you don't fit my narrative. So Walter Mosley, I'm sure he's going to be great because he's just going to go on and continue to write books and do what he wants. I mean, and probably win more awards, and it's all to Discovery's loss. Once again, the people at CBS have no idea what they're doing. They're just in their own little identity politic area, stealing scripts, stealing the tardigrades, and everything else. It's so horrible that this is what Star Trek has become. Something that I loved and grew up with, and every night at the dinner table when I grew up at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock, we'd be eating dinner at the dinner table, and the TV would be on and watching Star Trek every day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. We watched Star Trek. We knew every line. We knew everything from every show, and still continued to watch them over and over and over again because they were so good. And now they can't even have a half Jewish, half African American man in the room because he was telling a story. Wow. Just, oh my gosh. Have they? I'll bet. I will absolutely 1 billion% bet that none of these African American, Native American, Latinx, Asian American, Indigenous American scribes have seen this Dave Chappelle Sticks and Stones, and maybe they need to. Maybe they need to go and see it to wake them up, or at least come here to Rotten Tomatoes and see people like this stuff. People are not so thin-skinned and so hung up on their identity that they can't have fun. Right? I mean, you're going to sit there and be inclusive, which really means exclusive. But there we go. I think this tells everything right there. 99%. And this actually went down. This was 38, and it's gone down because they can't even... I think top critics, it's down. Oh, now they don't have any top critics. They've removed them. This used to be 8 top critics. Oh my gosh. They're manipulating this all over the place. Wow. The all critics was 8, and the top critics, there used to be more of those when I checked the other day. Wow, they've removed some. Oh my gosh. Rotten Tomatoes is worthless and horrible, and the only thing I go there for is the audience score anymore, because this is pointless and worthless. So, but anyway, I'm glad for Walter Mosley that he got himself out of this situation and that he's going to get back to, other things. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely fine. I mean, if he does any TV shows or anything else that I see come out, I'll for sure go and make sure to watch them. All right. And I will for sure absolutely continue to not watch Star Trek Discovery and hate on it because it is so horrible. Now, the Picard show, Picard series, I'm going to have to watch it. I mean, I want to be able to say that it's going to be okay, but from rumors and everything going on. I mean, everything's just leaks so far. We don't have it out yet, but I don't want to. I mean, the problem is you have to pay CBS, and I really hate paying CBS anything because that supports this kind of garbage where they take a really good man, a really good award-winning writer, and they basically just smear him. That's what Star Trek is now. Bring in highest quality people we can so that we can destroy them. So done with Star Trek. That's going to be the reason I don't watch Picard, is because I don't want to support Star Trek at all anymore. Not even in the slightest. All right. Well, these things are frustrating for everybody out there. I'm watching some other good things like The Dark Crystal and Carnival Row. I think those have been pretty good. So at least I'm going to stick with those things and keep watching those. At least we have something. All right. But anyway, so stay away from Star Trek. It's done. It's history. It's whatever. So that's what I'll be doing. And thanks for watching this. Take care.